I guess I was at a point where I was ready to just leave and run away.
Yeah, when she told me that, I didn't really know how to respond. I really didn't. Valerie's parents had given us dinner for our anniversary, and Valerie saw these middle-aged people dancing, and that sort of stuck in her heart. That was something she liked. I didn't really think much about it. When we got to the part in our marriage, we've been married about 25 years, where we were about to split up, and it was just two people who loved each other, and we knew we loved each other, but we just couldn't get along. I said, okay, I'm willing to do something. What do you want to do? And that memory came back, and she said, let's try ballroom dancing. That was the beginning of me really learning how to achieve intimacy in our relationship. What people want is they want intimacy. And we loved each other, but we had not achieved that. And through ballroom dancing, it became a method by which I understood from a physical viewpoint really what was going on in the relationship and where I was missing it. Over the course of time, I realized that it was me. I didn't know how to lead in the relationship. And so I began to change, and what was funny was as I began to change, she started changing in the ways that I wanted her to change anyway, and our intimacy started to grow. As human beings, we have this passion to be together, but there's this force that kind of also pulls us apart. And if you can get close enough to overcome that resistance, and you can achieve that intimacy, everyone wants to be known and wants to know someone else. There is this attractiveness that we don't want to be alone in this world. We have this desire to be with people, and yet when we get close, sometimes we're repelled. And so how do we manage that? I want to be with people, I want to have relationships. Of course, marriage is the most intimate of those, but also with my children, with our family, in business, church. You know, churches split up too, just like marriages do. And why are we in this deal? We want to be together, and yet we don't seem to be able to achieve intimacy, which is what as human beings we desire. As I was going through dancing, I started to understand some of those principles. Leading is not controlling. I can't control my wife, I can't control my kids, I can't control the people in business. Resistance is how we communicate, you know. I don't want someone to resist me. If I tell my wife this, or my kids this, or my business partner, I don't like that. And I feel very vulnerable if I'm very open. And so when you're dancing, I mean, you're out there in front of God and everybody. I mean, everything's exposed. If I don't have a good posture, whatever. And so the frame is extremely important. I watch myself on film. I don't have a good frame. The frame in a relationship, my physical, spiritual, emotional frame is very important. So I started learning these kind of things, and I started realizing that I was the reason we weren't achieving intimacy. The real impetus for Passionate Harmony was I can't be the only guy out here who's absolutely madly in love with my wife, and she's wanting to leave me. I'm sitting here, I don't know how that happened. And that transition, that process, that journey is what I want to share with people. It's always with that in mind. It's not just about where to put your feet, it's how to connect. And so when we do that, people say, I can't do this, I can't do that, but they can. And when they do, all of a sudden smiles come on people's faces and they connect. And that's what we want to do, is connect intimately. The passion behind this is we want people to come dance with us. We want them to experience it. Yes, you can get close to someone. You can really overcome this natural repulsion that happens, and not be afraid of being vulnerable. And so I think that's really what happened. As I just said, I want to share that with everyone else, what I went through. You know, we were about to split up and we didn't, and I want other people to experience that.